Yes, welcome back, dear students. 8th class, today I am going to start a new chapter that is called agriculture. Yes, dear student, before starting this chapter, I want to discuss some of the things with you that first of all, you know that India is a agriculture country. Means near about 70% of Indian people they are dependent on agriculture. So all these things they are maybe the agriculture, maybe the industries, maybe any occupation, they are all included in some of the activities. So these are the economic activities, means by these activities we are earning some money, and these are divided into three areas or three types, and they are the primary, secondary, and tertiary activities. So it involves a transformation of a plant to a finished product. So all three activities they are performed, means they are dependent on each other. For example, the primary activities, it includes the extraction and production of natural resources like just a minute. Okay. Like agriculture, fishing and gathering are good examples of that. Mainly the agriculture, fishing, these all are the primary activities. Next is the secondary activities. They are the processing of the resources. Means the agriculture products, maybe fishing, maybe the herding also. The occupation, the industries, those who are dependent on these things, they are included in the secondary activities, like manufacturing of steel, baking of bread, weaving of clothes are example of this activity. So these are called manufacturing. So manufacturing even is there, then it is included into secondary activities. Now the tertiary activities, it provides support to the primary and secondary both sectors through their services like transport, trade, banking, insurance, advertising, maybe teaching. These all are tertiary activities. They give their support to primary and secondary activities, means they are offering their services to these two sectors. So you, as I have told you, that agriculture is our primary activity, because near about 70% of our people they are dependent on agriculture, maybe directly or indirectly. So agriculture, it includes growing crops, fruits, vegetables, flowers, rearing of livestock, means the rearing of animal. Livestock means animals. So now the 50% of people they are engaged in agriculture directly, but the 70% maybe that directly or indirectly, means those who are involved in manufacturing, they are also considered to be a part of the agriculture. So 2/3 of world population, here it is 70% of India's population is still dependent on agriculture. So 70% means near about 2/3 means the 70%. No, now sorry, the factors that are required for agriculture, they are the favorable topography of soil, climate, they are the important or vital for factors for agriculture activity. The land on which the crops are grown is known as the arable land. So first of all, I want to tell you about the arable land. So dear students, the arable land is fixed by the government. Means you can grow crops on your land, that is your wish, but some lands are there which are fixed by the government. So the production may be in continuity forever. So these are called as the arable land, means the land which is used for the growing purpose. So in the world, the different areas are there because they are having the different factors also, and the crops, they are dependent on their factors. So it depends in which area, in which climatic condition, what type of crops can be grown. So here are just pick a pic that show a big farm, or you can say a big arable piece of land on which the things they are grown. Later on we'll discuss why I have selected this big farm. Now the next are the, as I've told you about the factors. First of all, I have picked the human factors that are required for the uh, growth of the crops. First one is the labor, means the person, those who are working in the fields, you can say. Next is the transport, means the transportation system which is used to carry or to just transport the crops, mean the means of transport. Next is the technology, technology uh, which is used in growing crops. Next one is the capital, means the money that is required for the you can say for growing of crops, or maybe to purchase the machinery, to purchase seeds. Everywhere when we are investing some money, so that money turns into capital. So capital is also an important factor. Then the market, means where we have to just provide the things, or you can say the provide the crops, or we are going to the market to sell the crops. The distance between that market is also very important. Next is the government, means what type of policies they are decided by the government, it also matters. So these are the human factors. Now next one is the soil. Yes, dear students, it is very much required that when we are going to grow a crop on a soil, so first of all we check how much fertile soil is there, or the soil is suitable for which crop. In earlier times, when the farmers, they were not fully aware of all such things, so they were in the habit of growing all the things on the same piece of land. But dear students, now the things has been changed. Now the proper education is given, or maybe you can say the all the proper required things they are provided to a farmer before growing the crops, like which type of soil they are having, which type of seeds they are requiring, or in which season what type of crops they can grow, or how they can increase the yield of the crops. So all the things they are dependent on soil. So the fertility is important for growing crops. So good quality soil means more inputs. However, poor soil means less inputs. Mean we are putting our efforts, but and we are getting less. So good drainage reduces the dangers of water logging. So such kind of soil is required where the no water logging is there. So flood plains are good for crops because of the alluvial soil. Yes, dear students, here I want to mention that the flood plains are very much good soil, and the climatic condition also which are required for growth of crops, because it is full of the floodplains, they are full of alluvial soil, and alluvial soils, they are there in plain areas because of the freshwater rivers, because these freshwater rivers, they deposit the alluvium or the alluvial soil in these plain areas. So alluvial soil, you can say the best soil for growing of wheat, rice and sugarcane also. Next is the market. Yes, my dear students, as farmer grow crops, they are in that in demand, such as maybe rubber plantation. Farmers in Malaysia has switched to oil as the demand of rubber has fallen. Means if the demand is of one crop, then the farmers they have to grow the same crop, because they have to sell the things in the market, and if the demand increase, then only the price increased. If the demand it increased, then the price will also increase. So it give more amount of you can say the money to the farmers. So farmers who grow or have perishable goods, for example dairy farmers or market gardeners, like to be close to their market, so goods can be transported easily and goods do not perish. Means they cannot be spoiled and they can easily transport it to the markets if the markets they are nearer to the farms area. Means if we are growing crops, so we want to sell the crops, so the markets which we required they are nearer to the farm, so it also reduces the expenditure of transportation also, and easily without spoiling the crops or without spoiling the products, we can easily provide the or sell the things in the market. Technology, the very important factor nowadays. Yes, dear students, due to technology, we are able to grow more crops. That is the main advantage of technology, that we are able to grow more and more produces, or you can say with the help of technology we are able, means the farmers they are able to grow more than 2 or 3 crops in a season. And definitely with the help of technology we are having good system of irrigation that is available to us, and due to good system of irrigation we are able to provide water easily into our crops without wastage of the water. And definitely the computer control technology in greenhouses provides suitable environmental condition for good quality of crops. And genetic engineering allows new plants to be grown. This reduces diseases and droughts and give higher yields also. Nowadays, as we know, the many crops they are available to us which are as the plantation crops. The plantation crops means the small saplings they can be grown in some other or you can say in separate areas where we can provide that sapling a good climatic conditions. So it also reduce the time also, required time which is required for the growth of the crop, and secondly we can easily handle the small sapling, so the small you can say the insects didn't spoil that plants. So due to that the crops yield of the crops is also increasing. Next, the computer controls moisture level, because it is grown in some required places, or you can say the proper places where the proper climatic conditions are there. So in required temperature we are able to grow the crops better. Next is the relief. As I have told you that it is very much important that how, or you can say what type of crops we are going to grow in the area. So we have to notice the proper climatic condition or the proper temperature which is required for the crop. So you can say as like the dairy farms locate on the flat relief area, so where the you can say the grass is easily available, so it is helpful to the dairy farmers to for the herding of the animals, you can say. So they can easily provide the grass to the maybe to the animals, so it will be easier for them to manage the things. Like some crops, as it is mentioned here, south facing slopes receive more sunlight, so we can grow the crops which require more sunlight in that areas. Like steep slopes, they can be used to grow crops like you can say maybe tea or coffee. And maybe the steep slopes, they are also good for because they are full of grass also, so the sheep rearing can be there, done there. And the required temperature, as I've told you, that we have nowadays, we are noticed before growing the crop that what type of temperature we required for which type of crop. So these again some together factors are here. The climate, as I've told you, the total climatic condition we required, the relief feature, the soil, the capital means the money we require, technology, the irrigation and machineries, transportation and infrastructure means the means we are using for the transportation for of crops, market, that is means demand. If the market is nearer to the farm, so it will be easier for a farmer to provide or to sell the crops in that market. And the government policy, like if the government is providing loan to grow some important crops, so we are able to grow the easily, because that loan can be used to purchase seeds and fertilizers, etc. Or you can say that that loan can be used for the purchasing of machinery also. So all such factors together make our agriculture activities more productive. So dear students, that is all for the day. And these factors, these are very much important for agriculture, so you have to revise it. And one question can be there from this, that you have to elaborate the factor that influence the agriculture. So thank you.